So today is Monday. Today is embryo transfer day. I am starting to feel pretty nervous. Since like the last hour I've been feeling a bit nervous, but I'm okay for the most part. Mum is coming with us and Mike is meeting us there. So it is now 11:15 and we need to be there at 11:40, so we'll see what happens after that. They told me to empty my bladder at 10:40 and drink 3 glasses of water, which I have done. I don't feel like bursting yet, which a lot of the ladies were saying, you know, I just couldn't wait to go pee, and maybe I'll feel different in half an hour's time after drinking that much liquid, but we'll see what happens. So otherwise, here we go. This is it. This is the big day that we've been waiting for, I suppose, and I'm not sure how to feel. Hi, okay, so everything is done. It's about 6:30 in the evening and I'm just chilling at home by myself. Mike's gone off to band practice. His band has got a gig this Easter, one in Hamilton and one in Fielding. So we're all going to be travelling down, and anyway, they've got to have band practice tonight. So everything went really well. Mum and Mike were with me in the waiting room and in the room when the transfer took place. So what happened is the embryologist led us into one of the meeting room type things, and she just explained what was going to happen, that they had thawed the embryo and it looked really good. They were really happy with the quality of it, and that they were going to, basically it's almost like a pap smear. This is TMI, so if you're grossed out by this stuff, don't watch this, but it's that same kind of instrument that they insert into you and crank you open, and then there's a tube that goes in into your womb area thing, and then you kind of can see it on the screen, and then the embryologist will go get the embryo when the doctor says that everything's ready to go, and then they put it in. So she explains the whole process, and we go back to the waiting room only for a few minutes, and then we're into the room where this is all going to take place. Laura was our doctor, and I mean everyone was lovely, all the nurses, the embryologist, everyone was lovely, but Laura just was like, she was just, wow, you've done so well, look how many embryos you have, you overachiever, and everything looks really good, I'm really excited for you. I have a bud in my face. Penny, got your bud in my face. Anyway, sorry about that. So she was just really excited for us, and it was just really cool experience, you know. So the uncomfortable bit was that holding your pee for so long. And what was funny is they tell you an hour before you go in to empty your bladder, and then to drink 3 glasses of water. Now I think a regular glass is like 250 mils. Well, I had definitely more than that. I had 3 big, you know, really big, I can't even stretch my fingers that far, glasses of water, and I had 2.5. And about half an hour before the transfer, I was thinking, I don't need to pee. Everyone talked about how much they needed to pee. Maybe I didn't drink enough water. They're not going to be able to see my bladder. Anyway, on the way there, I said to my mum, oh my word, I so need to pee right now. And by the time that you get in there, honestly, all you're thinking about is hold in this wee. All I can imagine is me peeing all over this poor doctor's hands while she's sticking things into me to transfer this embryo. And the worst part is, so not only are you sitting with your legs wide open for the world to see, they're also pushing on your tummy with the ultrasound scanner to help see everything, and they were scanning my stomach, and you could see my bladder and how full it is, and they were saying, man, no wonder you need to pee, that bladder is full. So rather that than not drink enough and they can't see things very well. So everything went really good. It was actually it was this really beautiful moment to have with Myke and my mum. We prayed together before the nurse and the doctor came back in, and just asked God to bless this time and bless this little embryo, and that everything would go well. And then when they came up on the screen, they said, man, you got a really good womb and everything looks really good in here. And very, you know, they were just so encouraging, and just so encouraging about the embryo. And when we could you could kind of see this like flash as the embryo went from the tube and into you. And I just started crying, and I could see Mum was crying. It was just like this cool moment that we could all share together. And in a way, I'm really glad that I told my mum before, so that we could all share that experience together. So we got a photo of our little embryo. Here they are. They are really focus camera. They're really happy with how it looks and everything. Apparently, let me do this like this. Sorry. So this bit here, my bad. Sorry, this bit here. So if you look at that bit there, this is the part that will become the embryo, the baby, and this part, the rest of it, is the stuff that will become the placenta. So really, that's what they, I'm guessing, were looking at. But they were really happy with everything. So we decided to call this little embryo Emmy. So because we're M&M and it's an embryo and Emmy, it kind of fits. So this is Emmy in waiting. That won't necessarily be the baby's name, but this is what this baby's name is for now. Oops. And there were just some really cool things that happened this weekend that made it not only so much more bearable, but exciting, and just filled my heart and made it easier to be less stressed and less worried about everything that was happening. The first thing was, a couple of years ago, I shared in church one Father's Day service about our journey, and it was actually kind of good to share about the journey before all the cool stuff happens, you know, about before getting pregnant. I just talked about how I don't even think we'd started injections at that point. And so it was hard to share, but it was good to share. Anyway, this lady that doesn't really come to that particular church that I shared that with started praying for us. She's this person who just spends a lot of her time praying for people and just pouring blessings out on them. And every now and then she would call me and just say, look, I don't want to intervene, I don't want to get in your way, but I just want you to know that I've been praying for you and I have this vision for you. And she is so loving, so caring, so not wanting to be intrusive. And that was one of the beautiful things, or is one of the beautiful things about her, is she's so unintrusive. And only sharing if you want her to, if you feel comfortable. Anyway, so she's been buying us baby stuff. She believes that it's going to be a little girl, and has been buying us baby stuff. My wonderful, beautiful friend Missy came to visit us for the weekend, which was another awesome thing, just to have her here for the weekend. And she brought down the package for me. And the lady said I have a few things, so I thought maybe, like, you know, a bag full of stuff. She had bought 2 boxes full of stuff. I'm not even joking. It was, I had a 60-liter container, and it is full to the top of baby clothes and baby things that she has bought for this future offspring. And it was just such a blessing to receive that on Saturday. When I got the call for what time we were going to have the embryo transfer, and I cannot express how much I just needed that at that point, at that very moment. the second thing happened last night. So a friend of mine met another lady who has been through the IVF journey and has a little boy. And I don't know her from a bar of soap. She doesn't know me. She added me to on Facebook and knows the story because she's been watching some of my videos. And she shared something with me that not only helped me to sleep last night, but has made me feel so much better about this transfer. And I might actually put the whole text message that she said down in the description, because I think it's worth people having that little script to read and to have when they do the embryo transfer. It is the best advice I've ever received in this whole journey. But the thing that stood out to me is she said the day that she had that embryo transfer, she knew from that moment she was pregnant. She believed that she was pregnant. She didn't walk out of there going, I don't know, is it going to work? Is it not going to work? She walked out of there believing that this had worked. And when her pregnancy test came back positive, it was just confirming what she already knew and believed in her heart. And so right now, I know I'm PUPO. I know that in a week or 10 days, I could find out that that it hasn't been successful. But for right now, I believe that I am pregnant. And I think that's so helpful and important going into this journey, to believe that and have that in mind, and to believe and hope, because for so long we haven't been able to hope. Negative pregnancy tests and negative results are so disheartening, and they're so soul destroying. And I think these are the moments where you've got to not hold on to doubt, but hold on to believing that it will happen. So right now, I'm pregnant, and I am so stoked about that. I'm so stoked that I have a photo of little Emmy when they were 5 days old. Not a lot of parents can say those sort of things. And I'm so glad I've got to share this experience with you guys, with my family. And all I can hope for is the best. And all I can hope for you guys is the best. Never lose hope. We can hold on to that at the very least. Whether it's been 6 months of infertility for you, whether it's been 10 to 12 years. Hold on to hope, whatever that looks like. It might not be a child, but it might be for a future where you can be happy and you can enjoy life. This has been extremely long, but all this to say, it's done. This is like kind of the last step, the last procedure, and from here on out, it's up to God and it's up to my body, and we'll see what happens. So I go in for a blood test on the 1st of April to check my progesterone and check that's all alright, and if it's not, then they'll give me some drugs. And then the blood test is on the 10th of April. So your prayers and your love would be much appreciated. I'm going to leave it there. But love you guys so much, and all the best for you in whatever the future holds for you. Bye.